They said it couldn't be done. They said it wouldn't last. White man, black man. America F1. America F1 coming to you straight from San Francisco, California. Sherman Tillman, Michael Lawler. America F1.
Welcome back to another titillating episode of America.
No, America. You said America.
America.
F1.
You
said America. It's Canada.
It's Canada.
It's a joke. It's like
But it's not funny.
But that's what the English call it. That's why I call it that.
Who calls it that?
The English call it that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Really?
I tell you, they ruin everything.
They do.
It's a joke. It's just like because
Stop raining over there.
They call Monaco Mononco. So it's
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. They call it that all the time.
You got to be kidding me.
I'm dead serious.
I'm gonna have to look this up.
Look it up.
So I can find English people saying
Mononco.
Mononco, and
Well, it's you can pronounce it either way.
and you can hear people saying Canada.
Canada.
No, I don't believe it.
Okay, never mind.
Anyways,
moving on.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Okay, it was let me see.
Qualifying.
Qualifying was
Very
pretty good.
interesting.
The 2023 world champion
Max Verstappen.
dominated the race.
Yeah.
And we don't know if he even had the engine turned up. But the Mercedes
Very surprising.
is like a little bit behind Aston Martin now, and Ferrari was just...
I think if it was a different type of race where they could have just went to like medium soft, Alonso would have never caught Hamilton. He would have never
No, I think he would have caught him.
No, because I think the
tires went off on the Mercedes.
Is bad on the hard tire. They're not that great, and that's when he caught him. You know, Hamilton got him off. Well, we'll talk about it, but Hamilton got him off the line, and eventually,
Yeah, Hamilton got a good start, and Alonso got a good start too. But Hamilton just he got a really good start.
Hello, Lewis.
Says Alonso's too old, and his reaction.
Another podium for
Who
you,
said that?
and it was a phenomenal start.
He's just trying to get under his
Alonso was
skin.
right there, and he goes, "Well,
But
he's
it was a
older,
great
so
start.
He's just messing with us.
start laughing." So let's do our thing where we go through from 20th to 1st, and Mike degrades everybody.
Not everybody, but the ones who should not be in Formula One.
Pretty much
Who are we going to start off with? Who came in last?
everybody. Your buddy, Sargent.
Big time rumors swirling about. He's going to be out of that car the next race, and Mick Schumacher will be in it.
That's what I'm hearing. Mick Schumacher. I mean, of all people.
Well, no, Mick's the next person in line in the Mercedes chain. So, because he's the reserve driver at Mercedes, and they say he came up with a setup for Canada. So
Really?
in the simulator.
So he's actually improving, you think?
I have no idea. I don't know if he's any good because he was in the Haas, and it was such a bad car the first year he was in it.
Yeah.
He looked like a star because he was racing against Mazepin, and then last year he got completely waxed by Magnussen.
He got completely destroyed by Magnussen, who had been out of the sport.
For a
Remember?
year. He was only out for a year.
He was out for a year.
But
And
anyways,
he still came back and waxed that booty.
because the two Haas drivers, they're like, what place did they come in today?
So we haven't got to Haas yet.
Okay.
So Logan Sargent was 20th, DNF, because
And then Russell was a
and
DNF.
then Russell, who went on top of the chicane, like most of the cars are. Here's a chicane, and they go like this,
Yeah,
and he went like.
That's called a mistake, Sherman.
And it jumped up in the air, and he lost the
Hey,
rear. And
he's
right
lucky.
into
He's
the-
lucky he didn't destroy the car because he hit the wall so goddamn hard, and all he did was really. The only reason he retired is because the brake ducts broke, and he couldn't.
It was surprising that he could restart. I was surprised.
Well, he hit the wall just right.
But what they didn't show on TV, which I saw on a replay, is when he was coming into the pit, his tire actually came off. The wheel
It came off the wheel, yeah.
And just started going down the pit lane, like by itself.
It just shows you that Mercedes is a pretty tough car because I mean he hit the wall, and he didn't hurt any of the suspension or nothing.
I think Aston Martin seems to be the toughest car because they get into a lot of crashes.
Well, that's because they have Stroll on the team. So
then in 18th place, Nick DeVries in AlphaTauri.
I have no idea what's going on with that guy because he's a championship race car driver. He won GP2.
Yeah.
He won 2 or 3 E Formula championships.
Yeah,
And he drove that.
Seems like he could drive.
He drove the Williams last year to that top 10 finish at Monza, which he'd never been in that car before. So
I just think the McLaren's a tough beast to get a hold of.
he's not in the McLaren. He's in an AlphaTauri.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Never mind.
Never mind. Nothing to see here. But he's still getting beat by my guy, Yuki, who's really good.
Not really, no. He still makes too many mistakes and crashes a lot.
In 17th place.
Plath?
Place.
Plath?
If Canada.
Who?
We're going to Canada.
Who's in 17th?
17th place, Magnussen.
Okay, the Haas. Yeah, that's about where they should finish, about 15th. They're 15th place car. So anytime they finish better than 15th.
Yeah, but that's 17th.
Because if you look at that car, it doesn't have the new side pods. It doesn't have the. I mean, every car looks like the dang Red Bull now. So are some sort of copy of
every
it.
car has changed. There's a lot of changes. The side pods are there on a lot of cars.
And you saw the
even Ferrari changed.
We finally saw what the bottom of the Red Bull looks like, and everybody's car will look like that underneath before too long.
Yeah.
So,
then in 16th place, Zhao for Alfa Romeo.
that's about where they should finish. Them and the Haas's, I think, are about the same.
In 14th, Yuki.
I don't know what's going on with that AlphaTauri because they have the same engine as the Red Bull, and I still think the Red Bull has yet to turn their engine up in the race.
Do they have the exact same engine, or do they have last year's engine? You know, because if they have the exact same engine, they're really not getting much performance. Because the highest they've ever finished is like 10th.
Okay, two things. Their car isn't as good, and they don't have Max Verstappen. So,
in 13th place, who got a really unusual Lando Calrissian.
Going to be in the Red Bull next year.
Norris. It was really interesting that they gave him an unsportsmanlike penalty.
What?
5-second unsportsmanlike penalty.
What did he do?
They said that during not the safety car, but the virtual safety car, that he was going too slow.
Oh,
that
what?
He backed up people.
Oh, okay.
He was backing people up.
Well, you're supposed, but the rule of the virtual safety car is you have to maintain a certain speed.
But they just press a button,
but
right?
you can't go. No, I don't think so.
I think they have a button on the steering
I don't
wheel
think
for
so.
that,
I think it's just
virtual safety
I
car.
think it's just for the pit lane speed.
You know what I noticed every year that Max Verstappen, every time
Verstappen.
Verstappen?
I don't know who Verstappen is.
Oh, I'm pretending I'm English, like you pretend.
All right.
Okay.
We hate the English, by the way.
All right. All right.
Isn't that Canadian?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, never mind.
They do hockey a lot.
Hockey?
Yeah.
We don't do hockey here.
Las Vegas won the hockey.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Okay. But every time they have a virtual safety car, Max Verstappen gains time. So he was only like 1.3 seconds ahead of Lewis. And then after the virtual safety car, 3 seconds. Every time. And I do mean every time. Check it. Every time there's a virtual safety car, Max Verstappen gains on whoever's behind him.
All right.
And some people were trying to say, oh, it's because track placement. He was on a straight, and Lewis was coming around a turn, and that's why it was a difference. And I'm like, okay, so I did a little research, and every time it happens, he gains time. So is it always track position, or are they cheating again? They're cheating.
God, I hope that it sounds like they're cheating again, but it's not cheating unless you get caught. So
cheats.
What's the next? Who's the next idiot?
Next one is I like Lando too.
Lando's going to Red Bull next year.
You think so?
Oh yeah. The rumor on the street is he turned down going to Red Bull a couple years ago.
I don't think he would go to Red Bull, and the reason why, I think he would be too competitive to Max.
No, he'd be part. That's what they want.
No, I don't think they want that. They don't want that. They want a solid number 2 who can just get them points, and so they can win the constructors, not give pressure to Max. They don't want to upset Max. Max is, a little. His feelings might get a little hurt if you bring somebody in there who actually could probably beat him.
I'm just telling you what's all over the internet. That's the silly season rumor right now.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do
Anyways, what's the next? Who's the next?
His ego. You got to stroke. You got to hold him. You got to burp him.
Yeah, because Checo's not going to be in the Red Bull next year.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No.
He's under contract though.
So those contracts mean nothing.
Oh, before, when I said the contracts didn't mean anything, you had something to say. But now you say it, then it's okay.
Okay, well, the contract goes like this. If the team wants you out of the car, you don't have a contract. So, but if they want to keep you, then you might have an issue.
Pierre Gasly in 12th place, kind of disappointing.
It's the Alpine. I don't know what's up with that team.
They're hot and cold.
Well, the word on the street is the guy who runs Renault is not happy with the team, and he gonna come in and make some changes at the end of this year.
Cold. Like one race, they're really, really fast and competitive, and then the next race, you're like, what happened to the pace?
I don't know. I don't think they have very good drivers.
In 11th place, Pastrami.
Who? Oh, he did better than.
He did. And the only reason he did better than Norris this race is because Norris was actually in the top 10. And
he got that 5-second penalty.
But he tried to pass somebody in the last 2 laps.
Oh, and he missed the corner.
And he missed the corner, and he had to go off into the runoff area. And then when he came back in, he was
he probably got passed by 2 or 3 people.
Like 2 or 3 people. And he probably wouldn't have done that if he didn't have that 5-second penalty. But he did it because he was like, what difference does it make at this point? Because I'm not going to be in the top 10. I'm going to do something crazy and see if it works. But it didn't work, and everybody passed him.
All right.
And who had a great, phenomenal race, his best race, I think, of the season, my guy Bottas.
Bottas?
Alfa Romeo.
Mm-hmm. Bottas? It's Bottas.
Okay, Bottas.
It's Bottas. Anyways.
He had a great race. He finished 10th.
Oh, he got a point.
He got a point. And the reason why I say he had a great race, did you see them going right to the end? And he has to get that point.
Who did he pass?
Well, Stroll, I think, passed him.
Oh.
They're fighting for ninth. And
Okay.
Stroll passed him on the last turn, last lap.
Oh, shit.
I mean, but Stroll is... after we finish this, I really want to get on him. All right, so in 9th place, Lance Stroll, Aston Martin, a minute behind. He is literally 52 seconds behind his teammate.
Did he have a crash or something?
He did not.
Where did he start?
I think he started 6th.
So he backed up 3 positions.
Back that ass up to
All right.
to 9th.
Well, he's the epitome of a rich kid in a car.
I was thinking, do I feel bad for him? Because it just shows that Alonso is just so much better than he is.
Alonso's the world champion.
But Alonso's 41. And Lance Stroll has to be, 28, 29?
Yeah, whatever.
But, I mean, there's nothing Lance can do. Qualifying, he gets beat. Race, he gets beat. Nothing.
His daddy bought him a Formula One team, literally. The end.
I mean, and it seems like Alonso's trying to help improve him. Trying to give him help with setup, telling him how to take turns, telling him how to use
No, they have a guy over there
really trying to help Lance.
No, one of his race engineers is really good at developing drivers, and he made him better, but he's not.
And that's why I tell people, and I'm telling you, the audience, there's a huge difference between Verstappen, Hamilton, and Alonso in the rest of the field.
Basically.
Those 3 guys are heads and shoulders above all these other. Even Leclerc,
they don't make mistakes. Watch them drive. They don't make mistakes.
That's why they're world champions.
You watch Stroll wobble through the center of a corner.
Wobble.
You see him do this in the car all the goddamn time. It's not. And you watch Hamilton, and he doesn't make those mistakes. Alonso doesn't make those mistakes. Verstappen doesn't make those mistakes. They're just the best of the best. Lando's another driver. When you see him do a good race, he's super smooth too. So
the sad thing about Lando, though?
He's on the wrong team.
He's on the wrong team, and it's almost like I think him and Leclerc are just being wasted. They just
the poor Leclerc, because Leclerc's on Ferrari, for crying out loud. There should be, and he has a tradition. I looked this up recently. He crashes a lot because he's having to push a car that's just
Just not as good.
It's not as good.
Yeah, he's trying to overperform the car.
Like didn't he crash 2 or 3 times in Miami?
He did.
Yeah.
Ocon, Alpine, 8th.
It's about as good as they're going to do. They're a top 5 car. That's them having a good day.
Okay. Race
Who's next?
of the day.
Oh God.
The guy who got Racer of the Day, the
Driver of the Day.
Driver of the Day, Gold Star, MVP of the race, Alexander Albon for Williams.
Oh, he had a really good race.
What a great race! Wow.
They brought a bunch of stuff to that Williams that his teammate's not going to get for another. He's not even getting it for the next race. He's getting it for the race after. So
he even said, he's like, yeah, well, I got the updates. He didn't get it. We got to make sure they work.
But no, they did. That car's better. The guy who they have running the team now came from Mercedes. But the problem with Williams is I think he said it, that the facilities that the Williams team have is like 20 years old, so it's like 20 years out of date.
Well, what I thought was really interesting was the Williams down the straight.
It's fast.
Is really, really fast.
They don't have a lot of downforce on that car, so.
And all these they had the DRS train going, and everyone was in DRS right behind him. They couldn't catch him.
They're not going to catch him. That car is They set that car up to go well at Monza and the high-speed circuits, which is sort of Canada is pretty much a high-speed circuit.
Mm-hmm.
But you look at the Red Bull and the Aston Martin, and they're just they're the 2 best cars.
I told
right
you
now.
earlier this season, and I told you it's because of the blonde hair, and you wouldn't believe me. I said because Alex Albon, Alex Albon, went to the blonde hair. That is why he's racing so well. I told you.
Anybody's gonna look good in that car because right now, Sargent is the Mazda spin of
Wait till they bring the Golf livery that they're having a contest for now.
Oh really?
Wait till they bring that. Car's gonna go even faster. Know why? Know why?
It'll look good.
The look of the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the merch is gonna be fire.
But Golf isn't putting that much money in that team.
Dude, the merch is going to be fire. I cannot wait. Because I have the merch from McLaren, when McLaren had the Golf livery. And it was I don't understand why they don't just keep the Golf livery the whole year.
I know.
It's so iconic.
Because they have to pay to put that crap on the car.
It's so beautiful, though.
I know.
It should just run the whole season, man.
The
McLaren
McLaren a couple years ago at Monaco, God, that was such a good-looking livery.
What a great-looking car. Too bad they didn't have a great engine.
Well, they don't. What are you talking about?
McLaren?
They have the Mercedes.
Yeah. Man, well, what's going on with McLaren then? Is it has to
the
be
car?
The aero,
it's
then,
the
right?
car. It's the car sucks.
I mean, so it's the aero of the floor?
It's got to be something.
Because man, they're slow. They're like slow.
Well, they say their car's draggy, which means that when they're going down the straightaway, it's because they had this thing called a stopwatch.
Yeah, I've heard of these things.
And they know how fast the car is going at the end of the straightaway, and that's the most important part is how fast you're going. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
You mean speed matters?
Speed matters.
Okay, all right. In 6th place, Checo Perez.
Didn't he have a bad qualifying?
He had a horrible qualifying.
God, that's like the second or third race. That's weird.
Again.
Well, no, he crashed in Monaco. That's not a big deal.
But he was trying to say that there was something. I don't understand it. Why I didn't have the pace is what he was saying.
Well, that happens sometimes.
That happens sometimes.
That could just be from. That could just be. It happens all the time. No, that's just the setup of the car. He's
setting it up though, right?
Not really. They designed the car for Max, and he gets whatever's he
gets what's left.
Yeah, and he can only do. That's why last year when Ricciardo was at McLaren, they built that car for Lando, not for him.
Right.
And he wore the tires off the car the whole year. That's why he was going slow. And when he gets in a car next year, and because he's gonna go somewhere.
He's gonna go somewhere. No,
he's probably going to Alfa Romeo.
No doubt about it. I also think it's strange that the Haas, because when we talk about Haas, and you go back and we talk about Hulkenberg, who we didn't mention in 15th place, he qualified second.
Yeah, he had a good qualifying, but he got lucky.
But
was it? What, there, oh, it was because it was raining and it got dry.
like a little mix.
No, he was out on slicks at one point. Right when they went to right when it started to rain.
Great qualifying, but my thing is they seem really fast on one lap, and then their tires just eat.
That's been
arrow eats it up.
That's been the reputation of the Haas for years.
So can't you make an adjustment to how do you make that adjustment? Tell me.
I have no idea. It's all
much rake. What?
Well, these cars don't have any rake on them, so
isn't that what downforce kind of is?
No, rake is the anyways.
What's the rake, Mike? What's the rake?
It's how much you have the rear end jacked up in the end, and it does that. That's a rake. That's it. That's it.
But
Red Bull was the one that brought it back. It was popular sort of in the 80s a little bit, but then Red Bull brought it back in 2009.
So you're telling me no car has rake on it right now?
No, because everyone's trying to get the rear end planted to the ground because that's where all the downforce. The lower you can get this car, the quicker it's going to go. Because remember, this is ground effects.
Fifth place, and I'll have to give a shout out to Ferrari for once, even though they messed up the qualifying. And the reason why I tell you they messed up the qualifying is because Sainz and Leclerc are saying, go to the slicks, and they kept him out on the intermediates. And everybody else was going to slicks, and so they didn't qualify as high as they would have normally qualified if they would have went to slicks. And both of your drivers are telling you to go to slicks. You probably should go to slicks, but they didn't. But in the race, they stayed on those mediums for like 35 laps.
Oh, did they?
And that's what that track position.
What did they end up? Fourth and fifth.
Fourth and fifth. Right. So it was Sainz in fifth and Leclerc in fourth.
Well, they have the third best car right now, so that's about where they should finish. Because if Russell didn't hit the wall, they would have came in fifth and sixth.
Yes.
So.
And Ferrari, bring back, I want to see that yellow. They have a yellow.
The yellow on the back, but it says Ferrari. I don't know why it's white.
Yeah, I want to see the yellow.
That ain't going to do nothing for their car.
That ain't going to do nothing for the car, but at this point in time, sell more merchandise. Bring like a...
We're not going to win, but we're going to sell more stuff.
Sell more merchandise. That's what I'm thinking. I'm a team principal. I'm like, okay, the car's not really getting that much better, and with our strategy, our pit walls really fucking things up all the time, I'm going to sell more merchandise. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the livery and, sell more shirts, sell more hats, sell more jackets.
Well, Ferrari made a huge go at Adrian Newey this year.
Who wouldn't?
But it turns out I think Red Bull paid Newey $25 million a year to stay.
He's worth.
That's the word on this one because
every penny.
They don't tell you the salaries of these guys.
Worth every penny.
And Hamilton's going to sign a new contract in the next couple of days with Mercedes.
At first, you heard it here first. At first, we were saying that he was going to go to Ferrari. But I think after all the bumbling and stumbling and rambling that's going on at Ferrari, he said...
if Newey would have went there, I think he'd be gone.
100%. He'd have been gone. But he said, these guys can't even get basic strategy right. I don't want no part of that.
Because he never got to drive a Newey car. He got to drive a Newey-S car when he was a rookie. But that wasn't Newey's car anymore. But it was an evolution of Newey's car.
Just for the hell of it, I would love to see Max and Hamilton in the same car.
That's not going to happen.
I know it's not going to happen, but I'd love to see it.
It's not going to happen.
In third place, Lewis, the 8th-time world champion, Lewis Hamilton.
Mercedes is better.
He got a great start.
Well, whatever they did to that car, because they basically have a new car.
Just think if they would have listened to Hamilton in the beginning of the year when he told them what to do, and they didn't do it. And then he finally did it, and now look at him.
Well, it's not that he told them what to do.
He suggested.
It was a suggestion, but to do what they did to that car, I saw a thing years ago when the Renault team in the 2000s, and one of the engineers was talking about the front wing of the car, just to make a new front wing from scratch was something like 1,400 man hours. So who knows how long that? It's like they have a factory full of 1,000 people, but what the hell's 1,400 man hours?
I wonder how AI is going to improve a lot of these things.
Oh, they're already using that stuff.
I wonder how it's going to.
But all I know is they brought the car they showed up with at testing has there's nothing on that car except the tub that's the same. The front and rear suspension's different. The floor's different. The side pods are different. Both wings are different. And they all did that this year. So
listen to Lewis in the beginning of the year.
But they did listen to Lewis because they brought.
They listen to it now, but
no, it took that long to get the stuff on the car. That's what I'm saying.
because he was bitching and moaning all year, like
of course,
saying, "Oh, they didn't listen."
He
to me.
knew the stuff was in the pipeline. Come on now.
Fernando Alonso, second place. Aston Martin.
God, the Aston Martin wasn't all that good this weekend. It was
scored second.
It scored second, but I thought they were going to be closer to the because they brought a bunch of stuff to the car this weekend.
Yeah,
they brought a new floor, they brought new wings, they brought new side pods.
Past Lewis, Lewis stayed about 1.1 second, and then about 10 more laps after that.
Yeah, because the tires wore off.
Tires wore off, and he was gone.
That's what's good about the Aston Martin and the Red Bull. They're good on the tires. That's why the Mercedes right now they have what they have is a compromise car because the way the side pods are designed on this car. They can't change them, and I think that has a little bit to do because remember they had the things that stick out the side.
Yeah.
So because that's the only way they could get it through the crash thing because of those the zero side pods that didn't work. So next year, they're already working on next year.
They have to be because I know Red Bull is working on theirs.
Yeah, but Red Bull's it's just going to be an evolution.
Yeah.
Because we don't I still to this day I don't know how if they've ever turned that engine up this year. I just got this feeling they're just kind of putt-putting around. Because no one's challenged them one race at all. So,
and in first place, your 2023
world champion,
3-time world champion. Really two, but whatever. One's the asterisk.
It's over. This
first one's the asterisk.
I'm going to guesstimate he'll be the champion by Monza.
Max Verstappen!
God, what year was? I think it was 2004 when Schumacher won the championship at Hungary, and there were still 7 races left.
This guy is, he has the great combination of a good car. He's a good driver, and they have really good strategy at Red Bull.
Yeah, they don't usually.
They always have. When Vettel was there, I always used to say, "Man, this strategist." You could hear him, what they're talking about.
Yeah, it's Adrian Newey, basically.
Oh, man, this strategist is really good. Somebody should hire this guy.
And they did. But I don't know who their race director is on the race weekends because every team has a guy who. But it's usually the engineers that call the race strategy for the team.
I got my glasses.
Oh, no. Here we go.
And, I have a...
What's your conspiracy theory this weekend? Because there's not a lot going on right now.
There's not a lot going on. My conspiracy theory is McLaren is sabotaging Lando Norris because they want to get out of Formula One. They want to sell the team.
McLaren?
Yeah, they want to sell the team and concentrate on, IndyCar and all these other races they're into. And the reason why I say that is because there's no way in hell that this guy can be driving that car for this long and hasn't.
They have a brand new wind tunnel coming online.
And they haven't won one damn race. It's sabotage.
They would.
No,
Ricciardo won the Monza 2 years ago.
I'm talking about Lando.
Well, Lando was in second in that race.
But he should have won a race by now. He had his one chance in the rain, and he screwed it up.
I screwed it up with fucking...
And he hasn't had a sniff of a chance since.
Well, he doesn't have a car right now.
I feel so bad for that.
He's going to Red Bull. He's going to
Chewbacca.
He's going to Red Bull. Someone saw him in a Red Bull outfit the other day.
No, I don't believe it. He would not wear a Red Bull outfit. McLaren's another team that should change their livery. That thing with all the colors and
I like the white car they came out with.
Yes.
That's
that was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my conspiracy. They're intentionally sabotaging Lando so they can get out of Formula One.
They're not getting out of Formula One.
That's it.
Okay, that's in the conspiracy.
What do you got?
There's no conspiracy theories this week. Nothing's going on. Silly season's going to start in August. And when that starts, then I'm telling you, Lando going to go to Red Bull.
He's not.
De Vries will probably be out of the car, and Ricciardo will be in the car for a minute.
Ricciardo will be in. For sure.
I think that...
They're not going to bring Ricciardo back to McLaren.
No, to
Red Bull?
AlphaTauri. That's the junior Red Bull
I don't
team.
know if he's going to go back to junior.
Why? He has another ride. He's sitting on his ass. You know he's making like $25 million this year. So he can do whatever he wants.
I don't see him. Maybe he'll go to Aston Martin.
No, because then they have to get rid of Stroll.
Maybe he'll go to.
The only other place he can go to, I think, is the Audi team, which is right now Alfa Romeo.
That's coming in 26, though, right?
Yeah, but the Audi team already owns the team. So, and they're going to get rid of the next year. It's not going to be called what the fuck is that team called now? The Sauber.
AlphaTauri.
Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo is
maybe we'll get rid of one of the Alfa Romeo guys. I mean, Bottas is going to stay.
Bottas.
Well, maybe they can get rid of Zhao.
Zhao will probably be because they're going to put.
Zhao's actually driving pretty good.
Yeah, but he's like I
mean, he's all right, you know.
But he's been getting waxed by Bottas. So.
Yeah, and they have a huge market. China's a huge market. So.
Yeah, but Audi is going to come in. They're coming in with guns blazing. They have a lot of money behind that team. So remember, they're under they're the Audi team, but there's so many companies that are owned. Volkswagen owns them, so they
flush with money.
They won't have
money, a lot of money. Give me that money.
But I don't know. Maybe Lando goes there. So
Lando needs to be in the top.
He needs to be in a better car.
Maybe. Well, he can't wait till Lewis retires because Lewis could be there for a while.
Lewis ain't going nowhere. He's probably signing a 2 or 3 year deal.
Yeah, that's bad. Well, I wanted to say we celebrated your birthday the other day. Mike's birthday. I'm not going to say
25.
25 years old. It was a great time. We had great stories about Mike, and everybody hates Mike. I just want you to know that. And they're like, how do you stand? Oh, you've known him for it? I was like, oh, it's since junior high. And they're like, oh, poor you.
Oh, you poor man.
Oh, you poor guy. I was like, we had a break in between. There's really like I want to say a 10-year break where I never saw you. I never saw you. I'm the one who hunted you down. I would always ask, like, hey, has anybody heard or seen
Where's Mike at?
Like, where's Mike? And I would look on, like, Facebook. And
I was on Facebook.
And I never could find him. And then one day, I don't know how it was, but one day I found you on Facebook.
There you go.
And then I called you up out of nowhere. And I was like, hey, is this Michael? Oh, yeah.
Who the fuck is this?
Who the fuck's this? I was like, it's Sherman. You're like, no, it ain't.
I love how he said everyone hates me. That's
everybody.
They love to hate me.
Love to. They're like, oh, does he ever pay you back? And I'm like, well, he owes me a lot of money right now. He hasn't paid me back, but it's my fault because I haven't given him how much.
Will you take a check?
Yeah. They're like, he doesn't probably even have a bank account. He takes all his money to sock. You know, it was hilarious. So and then he's telling this story about the lady who stole cookies from her work, and she got fired. But it was 200 cookies. And so instead of us worrying about
her getting fired from her job,
we're all worried about
they're having a Seinfeld. They're a Seinfeld moment like, what? How many cookies? What kind of cookies were they?
What kind of cookies? How big were the cookies? How did she fit 200 cookies?
And I'm like sitting there going, what are you? Who cares about the cookies?
And what kind of cookies?
And they cared about the cookies like it was the most important part about the story.
Chocolate chip. How did she smuggle them out?
She didn't. She got caught.
But it's 200 cookies. You literally
she put them in a bag.
You need a suitcase for 200 cookies.
Whatever.
About 200
she had a couple garbage bags full of cookies.
Of course she's going to get busted.
She didn't know that they just put a new camera in the back of the pipe pipers.
Oh my God. She's been working there forever. She should know these things.
First of all, she shouldn't have taken the cookies. But the word on the street is she, because it's a union job.
Yeah.
So they had a hearing recently.
Oh, she's going to get her job back.
Because she's gonna say it was racism because she's Chinese.
Oh Lord!
This is a true story.
Oh.
If she gets her job back, they have to pay her. Now check this out. They have to pay her for all the time she's been out, plus her tip money.
No way.
Oh, I'm dead serious.
But she stole something.
Yeah, I know.
And what's wrong with society nowadays?
She could get her job back.
You can steal things, and
in San Francisco, you can do that.
There's no responsibility. Nothing happens.
Oh, when Mayor Mike comes into office, there are going to be consequences. There are going to be repercussions and consequences to things.
Coming up next week is Austria.
And Sherman's gonna be there.
Very excited.
You gonna do some? You gonna get that press pass?
I'm gonna be there. I have to check my email to see if I got my press pass.
Well, I just show up there and go. I want my press pass. What's up?
I'm gonna show up with all the stuff.
You got your merch ready?
No.
No, wear your sweatshirt and go there and go. I want my press pass. I'm Sherman from America F1.
Yeah, I applied for the press pass. I have to check today and tomorrow to see if they've granted one.
They ain't gonna give him a press pass. They might not even.
FIA,
they might not even let him into the racetrack.
The reason why is they need more color. You know, there ain't no brothers asking any questions in that press corps.
Oh, you should go in there and go like, we need diversity. You guys have.
I am. I told. Hopefully they grant it to me. But if they don't, I'm going. I'm going straight. America F1. I'm gonna be like, here we are.
Here we are.
And
we got
color in there. That's not right.
We have 1,000 subscribers now, right?
We have more than that.
Oh shoot. Y'all gotta start sending us some money so we can go to these dang races. They're expensive.
3,500.
Are we gonna go to the USGP in Austin?
Yeah, Zeki says he wants to go.
Oh, we're going.
So I want to go to hang out with Zeki. I want to go hang out with Zeki. I don't want to hang out with you at all, man.
It's like Mike's a racist, but he does have a black friend and a gay friend.
I can't believe you said that.
Oh, it's so funny.
Oh, he's like, I voted for the black guy and I voted for the woman. I was like, oh.
I voted for the black guy twice.
I was like, I can't believe this guy said that.
That was a fun dinner.
That was great. It was. I had a great time.
Mary missed out. Why she didn't come?
My wife didn't go. She knows you. That's why.
That's why. I know. My sister-in-law didn't come either.
Your old brother didn't come. I mean, I don't blame anybody. I was wondering why I was there. I was eating and I was going,
what did I come here?
Why did I come here?
What am I doing
here?
How did I get bamboozled into this? I had to take a shower and put an outfit on and everything.
Oh, I had a nice shirt on. And they were all like...
And all anybody was doing was giving me the business the whole time.
And even your producer was like, I can't believe he keeps wanting to put out albums.
You should see us working together because we're just yelling at each other the whole time.
I can't believe this guy keeps wanting to put out albums. I don't know why. Godfather SF. It's on YouTube. Go check out.
Got a brand new record out.
Got another record out. There's a couple tracks on there that I actually like. What's that one I like? I play it a lot.
The Sun.
Sun.
Driving to Town.
What's it called?
Sun.
S-U-N?
Yes.
Yeah, Sun. That's the one I like.
Which one does Mary like?
Mary doesn't like that.
She's like Michael Wallace.
Folk singer. She thinks she should sing folk. She's like, he has a folk voice.
Well, go look at the Godfather, the YouTube channel with me just playing acoustic guitar.
Yeah, she said that's your little niche.
Yeah,
it should be folk.
Okay.
But then you'd have to get do folk people wear cowboy hats?
That's what my dad said I should get a cowboy hat.
You should.
Because everyone says I sound like the dude from...
You know what? Do you have a cowboy hat?
No.
You know what? Let's go out and get cowboy hats. And when we do Austria's show, we'll wear cowboy hats on air. I mean, it is America. Wear some cowboy hats.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait till Christmas.
You gonna wait?
I'm gonna wait.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in. We also have merchandise available on Etsy. I know it's strange. People
He's gonna put it up here or down here.
Why do you put your merchandise on Etsy? It's just because it's easy. It's easy for us to do. Eventually we'll have a website, but we're lazy. We do the show, and all that other stuff is a lot of work, and it's just us two. So that means I got to do everything.
He does all the work. I just show up.
I do everything. He just shows up and talks. So I have to.
That's why I get the big bucks, right?
Yeah. Checks in the mail.
Checks in.
But I have to find time to make that Etsy store a little bit better. But the merchandise is really cool. Please support us. Please like, follow, and subscribe. Leave comments. Because we do this show for you. We don't do it for us. I'll tell you that much. Because why would I want to hang out with him all the time? But we do the show for you. And we really appreciate you supporting us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
See you next week.
On that note. Keep on racing.
Keep on trucking. Oh man. Oh, I gotta call all my because I just got a new.